Yo, what's good, people? Today I'm going to be showing you how to beat people that mash rage arts after your plus frames. There's like a general rule to rage art and the armor. I think the problem is the armor that why people get mashed out. It's the armor. It's not the speed of the move itself, because the thing is, the frames make sense. It's just the armor that doesn't make sense. I don't think armor should be in the game, but that's besides the point. So what I'm going to show you, I picked Steve because Steve has an I-13 rage art. So this was 1+2 and it's I-13. So he can punish stuff like Raven's back turn 1+2. So this is going to be a punish. Let's see. You see, it says punish on the left. I'll first tell you who has an I-13 rage art. So it's Steve, it's Alyssa, and it's Anna. I think those are the three that have I-13 rage arts. So I'm picking the characters that have the fastest rage arts just to make sure. But anyway, let's get into the video. So basically, I wanted to make the video just because of what happened to me at VSF. So I did a low poke, I did down back 4, let's record that. So basically what I did was down back 4, down forward 1, and I got rage arted and I lost the game. Because another thing to note is when someone does a rage art and they absorb the move, that move does less damage. So as you can see, this does 15 damage, but if I do that same sequence and then look at the damage of down forward 1, now you can see it did 11 damage. So you can see on the right hand side it shows the move properties and damage and stuff. So yeah, so that's one thing to keep in mind as well, is that when an opponent absorbs your move with a rage art or an armor attack, it does less damage. So even though she's +4 at this point in time, I did down forward 1, which is I-14, and that means I don't have any plus frames, because if I do a jab here as Steve, that's going to trade. So that's why he was able to mash rage art. So if I do a jab, okay, down jab, yeah, it's going to trade because down jab is I-10, so it's going to trade. So you have to keep the frames in mind. So basically what you can do is, the magic number is +3. So if you do a move that's that leaves +3 frames in between what you did and what you're doing next, they can't mash a rage art. So basically, because Raven doesn't have any I-11 stand moves, the best way I can show you is by doing a jab. So if I do down back 4 on a jab, he cannot mash rage art. So as you can see, the animation is coming out and I'm mashing it, but the armor doesn't activate in time for him to absorb my move. So I'll show you another scenario. So if she had an I-11 standing move, it would be the same thing. The armor would not come out for him to do a rage art. But let's do like let's try to demonstrate like the +3, because that's a +4 situation. She does down back 4 and jab is I-10, so that's a +4 situation. So how about a +3 situation? Okay, so actually let's show you a +2 situation so that you can see that +3 is the magic number. So if I do down back 4 again and I do 4, which is I-12, I'm leaving 2 frames of my plus frames before he can attack. So basically I'm going to do down back 4, 4-1, and what is going to happen is I'm going to be able to armor through the 4-1. So you see, I have enough frames. Or she does not have enough plus frames to do a 4-1 or a 4 or standing 4, because that's I-12. So that leaves only +2. So I'll show you again. Okay, I'm gonna mash it. You see? So that's that anyway. Let's stop it. So I want to show you another one. So +3. So that was a +2 situation and she got mashed out. What about +3? Okay. So I'm going to try my best, because basically what happens with Ravens while standing 4 is that you see there the startup frames is I-12. And that's a problem because she can't punish certain lows that are -11. So for example, Brian's down 4. She can't punish it at any range because it pushes back. And she's at a range now where her while standing 4 is now I-12. So she can't punish it. But that's irrelevant for what I'm trying to say. It works out for trying to show you +3. So this move is +5 on hit, right? So if this move becomes I-12, that's +3. So she's only +3 now rather than +4. So if I do this and this is I-11, she has 4 frames, if that makes sense. So what would trade here? Maybe like a, how fast is this? That's I16. So she's, I think an I11 move would trade. So she's gonna get beat by a jab, I believe. Yeah, so because she's only +5 and I'm doing a move that's I16, that means I have 1 frame to interrupt. So it's all about the frames. But if I do while standing 4 now, I can't jab and I can't rage art because she's, you see what I mean? I can't press any, even if I'm mashing rage art. You can see the animation. I'm gonna slow it down in editing so you can see what I mean. But I'm trying to mash it and I can't because the armor does not activate fast enough for that. So now what I'm going to show you is, so that's a +4 situation. So what about +3 where her while standing 4 is I12. So let's try and demonstrate it. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as it restarts, I'm going to backdash. Yeah, so even now. Okay, wait. So I'm going to slow that down and edit it as well. So basically what happened is her while standing 4 became I12. This down back 3 is still +5 at any range. So it doesn't become more, I mean, it has active frames, but in this situation, it's always +5. So now looking at the maths and the frames, so this is +5 and her while standing 4 became I12. So that means she has +3, she's +3 at that point, and I still could not mash rage art. And as you saw before, doing down back 4 and 4-1, I could mash rage art, so that's +2. So that's why I said +3 is a magic number. Any situation where you're +3 or more plus, so +3, +4, +5, +6, they cannot mash rage art. So for example, if I do a 1-2, which is +6, and then I do a jab, they're not going to be able to mash rage art. If I do a 1-2 down forward 1, I think, let's see, no, they'll be able to mash. They'll be able to mash because that's a +2 situation. So let's record that. So 1-2 down forward 1. So they're going to be able to mash rage art because that's only a +2 situation for Raven. I'm going to be able to mash. You see, so I had 1 frame where my armor would activate. So let's do down back 2 because they're not going to be able to mash now because this is now a +3 situation. So they can't mash in this situation now according to frames. You see. So the animation of the rage art comes up, but the armor didn't activate in time. I'm going to slow it down in editing so you can really see what I mean. But that's a +3 situation now. And the one I showed you before is +2. So that's just something to keep in mind, where if you feel like you're scared of attacking in rage and taking your plus frames, just try to have a few kind of like offensive sequences where you know that you cannot get mashed out by rage art. So one of them is like maybe a plus on block low, plus on hit low, and then see what your options are after it to mash or to stop mashing. It's really important, especially in tournament where like a rage art is eating a rage art is massive. It really is, and getting mashed out by rage art is massive. Take my situation for example. I got eliminated out of the biggest tournament in Europe because of 2 rage arts, and I outplayed the player, but I just got rage arted when I had a massive life lead and I died. So use my misfortune to your advantage and for future reference, because this is something that's really important, and ultimately it shouldn't even be in the game, armored rage art, but it's in the game, so we're gonna have to deal with it. And one way to deal with it is to be +3 or more. I hope this video helped, because it definitely helped me, like going over all this stuff. Let me know in the comments if you've ever like had a situation where you've been mashed out by rage art, and like it's not a nice feeling. It really isn't. But anyway guys, that was it. Peace.